to build fulfilling lifestyles through passions. We uplift through our mind, body, and soul. So that's what our purpose is. This is what our sisterhood is all about. It's what we strive to do every single day. So you were invited to this call for a reason, because someone saw something in you and knew that, hey, you had to be a part of this with us. So like I said, my name is Jenny. I've been within the Rain Sisterhood for 3 years now. It's crazy to say 3 years because I feel like it was just yesterday. I met all these beautiful women. But when I came in, I was lost, I was broken, and I was hurting. And I just needed a sisterhood to really help me. And I guess I didn't realize how lost I was until I found these women. And I knew that I needed to partner with my body because I had really been neglecting it. So I got on a nutrition plan, lost 23 pounds from a size 16 to a size 9, literally in a body I never ever thought that I would be. And I always thought I was going to be the big girl. Well, my nutrition plan changed that. It helped me to see possibility of how if I can do it, anybody can do it. And these sisters in the sisterhood with me have really helped me grow. And I've had girlfriends my entire life, but this sisterhood is so different. They have taught me what it's like to have healthy relationships. One where you go through the valleys together, and one where you climb the mountaintop. And it's beautiful to see how in my lowest seasons, they're there for me and they help me grow. And then in the seasons where it's tough, they really help to show who I am, like to point the mirror back at myself and say, hey, I see this area where you get to grow in, and to have those uncomfortable conversations. And I've never had friendship like that before. So it's been beautiful to have that. My beautiful little nieces are on there, the most adorable, challenging, incredible little human beings ever. But I'm just super excited to have all of you guys on this call. And what we're going to get into now is our declaration and our commitment statement. So what this is, I used to be a teacher. I recently retired from that, but I call it like the pinky promise. You know, little kids, you can't break a pinky promise. So when I get to the blank space there, what you're going to do is you're going to just say your name. You can stay muted, but you're going to say your name. And this is just saying that whatever we share here stays within our sisterhood. We're not going to go out and tell this story to, you know, our girlfriend, like, oh, did you hear Jenny said this? This is just like our safe space, and we want to cover it and protect it. So as a woman of Rain, I, Jenny, pledge to strive for excellence in my pursuit to be a strong and loving woman. I will fight to be better in all aspects of my life with help and support from the Rain family. I will be responsible to the tasks that I commit to within Rain and let my integrity show through my actions. I understand that change starts from within. I commit to proper nutrition and fitness for the health and wellness of my body. As I look in the mirror to humble myself, I will become a better support to others and always have their best interests at heart. I commit to the confidentiality of Rain and understand that the information I learn from my involvement will stay within our group. I will walk in the name of love to the best of my ability. If you guys agree with that, you can put your little pinkies up. But I'm super excited to announce, or introduce rather, our speaker for tonight. She is someone that was a stranger to me 3 years ago. I was introduced from someone who knew her. So it's crazy to think that within 3 years, she went from being a stranger to now being my business partner. And we're actually going to be opening up our own like healthy shake shop with a workout space. Like, to say that I retired from teaching is a huge deal because I thought that was going to be my lifelong passion. Like, that was my purpose. But she helped me to see what God's real purpose was for me. And it's beautiful because she's believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. She held the vision in a space for me when I didn't even see it. And I'm just so grateful to be on this journey, to be blessed with her. So everybody give it up for Miss Amanda Marshall.
Thank you so much, Jenny. Absolutely love you. It's incredible who you meet on this journey. You know, I believe that when you're putting yourself on the right path and you're really taking time to take care of you, you'll be connected to those that are supposed to help you elevate. You know, and that's really what the testimony I can say with Jenny has been. She is somebody I prayed for many reasons. And I'm just grateful that God trusted me enough to be able to be a friend to somebody like her. You know, and that's deep. When you really start looking around at the people that are in your life, honestly, that's a reflection of who you are and who you've decided to become. But it's also a reflection of the capacity of which you've chosen to hold for people. I believe with everything in my heart that we each are in part responsible to help other people to rise in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not saying solely responsible, because each person has their choice. But I do believe that if we're really getting connected to the purpose down on the inside of us, we can see that it's so much more than just friendship, connection, brother, sister, aunt. And that's really what we're going to talk about tonight. So first, thank you so much, Jenny, for that introduction. My name is Amanda Marshall. I have really been on a journey of loving myself and choosing myself for a long time. I started women's empowerment back in 2010. And so it's really amazing to look back at the journey and really, remind myself of where I've come from. Because sometimes when we're on a pursuit of self-love, when we're on a pursuit of betterment, when we really want progress and elevation, sometimes we can neglect to recognize where we've come from. We can almost forget. And so I really love to reflect back on my journey, even inside of choosing to be a better woman. I've had such a different drastic change in that because of who I was at the time. So at the start of it, I was really somebody who, wanted better. My heart has always been good, has always been in a good place for that. However, I was a people pleaser. So I was seeking to be for others more than I was really being in truth. And the journey has been amazing, because I can say now today, starting Reign Sisterhood has really been about taking off the masks and embracing everything that you are. I started to learn the importance of really stepping into your truth authentically for you before anyone else when I got on my nutrition plan. I didn't think that taking care of my body and getting results was going to actually transcend in me taking off masks. But I lost a lot more than pounds than when I started. And that was a facade. That was trying to have it all together. And I don't know who out there could relate, but sometimes when you're on a journey of progression and elevation, we can get lost if we're not careful to be really truthful with ourselves. So I started my nutrition plan not realizing how important nutrition was for you. I started with my mom now 7 years ago. It's been an incredible journey. I've lost 23 pounds. I've put on up to like 32 pounds. I will say 28 of those have been healthy pounds, because, sometimes you can get caught up in this quarantine, right? But it's been amazing, because I can tell you that the two pictures in front of you, the one on your far left and your far right, are almost the same weight. It was just choosing a different path that allowed me to then have better results. So it's not about the weight on the scale. It's not about having the abs or the booty. It's really about truly loving who you are and then sculpting your body, because who doesn't want to have abs and booty, right? So I'm all about getting bomb results, but I don't believe that it's more important than making sure you're good on the inside. I'm also a wife to this incredible man, Izzy. He's absolutely amazing. I'm also a stepmom. Don't like to use that word. I'm a bonus mom. I'm a mom up in this place, right? It's been an incredible journey to really grow in that. And I'm grateful that God has really trusted me with Bella's life and Izzy's life and my sisters that you see below. We're a true sisterhood here. And I'm really excited to talk about tonight's topic, because I believe that it's something that each of you will be able to relate to, but also implement in your life and help you to really see how you can be a better friend. And so I think it was a perfect starting point in talking about Jenny and I connection. And you're going to hear from many women here on this call tonight that have also been a part of this journey with us, who are amazing. But it's really about, who are you being for the people in your life because of the work that you've chosen to do on yourself? Your relationships in your life matter. And many of us know that the people we spend the most time with are going to impact where we're going. And I'm always somebody that's going to stand for the mirror effect. The people you spend the most time with are helping you become who you want to be, but you're also somebody in somebody's circle. You are number 5 for someone else. And it's very important to me to ensure that I'm being what I'm asking for. And so how are you showing up first for yourself so that then you can love the people around you more? Self-love is an incredible journey, and it sounds selfish sometimes when you have to say no to things that don't serve you, and yes to things that are better for you. And you have to create these healthy boundaries, and you have to know your limits of when you go into certain environments, who you'll become. You have to master yourself on a self-love journey. And so it can look very selfish, but one of the most powerful things that I've learned along this journey is that self-love and truly choosing to get to know who I am, love who I am, accept who I am, has made me so much better for those around me. When I was the most selfish, because there's a difference in being a selfish person and being somebody who does things when you want to, how you want to, nobody can tell you nothing, right? We all know those people, and I have been that person. But I can tell you that when I've been most selfish, I wasn't even taking care of myself. I was really thinking that I was, but my priorities were twisted. I was going out, I was partying a lot. I didn't want to answer to anybody. I didn't really care what anybody thought of me. I felt like, I really had to grow up on my own. I have incredible parents, but I've really been on my own since 15. My mom was really young when she had me. So for me personally, I had this independence that nobody could tell me nothing kind of thing. And that actually continued to show up in a negative way inside of my relationships. And the thing now that I look back to is I didn't even realize who I was being then. And so I really want you tonight to take a moment to really sit with yourself and to think about the woman that you're being. How are you showing up? What are the conversations that you're having? Like, really take a moment to think about this. It's very important. And sometimes we don't spend enough time realizing what kind of friend we're being. And then we wonder why our lives are not peaceful. You know that your life is impacted most by the relationships that are in it. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much a nice house, a car, a job, any of the materialistic things. Nothing will be able to really impact your life the way that relationships do. I understand that finances impact people's lives heavy, but a lot of times that's connected to the relationships that you're in. Because the responsibilities that we have over our life really shift based on the people that are in our life. But first, we have to look in the mirror. There was a point in my life where I didn't really care a lot. I definitely thought I cared. I thought I was a good friend, but I only let people get so close to me. I had surface level relationships because I had a lot of trust issues. I had a lot of insecurities that made me secure. I was standing as this strong, independent woman that looked like she had it all together, but really deep down on the inside, I was broken. I was trying to really hold for the little girl down on the inside of me, that I was trying to protect her from all the stuff she's been through. I knew that as a little girl, I didn't feel protected when I was molested. I didn't feel protected all the time when I went through different domestic violence situations as a little girl. I didn't feel safe all the time. And so as an adult, subconsciously, not even realizing it, I was trying to protect the little girl inside of me by becoming this woman that was so secure and had it all together. But really, again, it was such an insecurity. I would take care of men, but I wouldn't let men take care of me. I was one of those women, my girlfriends used to tell me all the time back in the day when I used to club and model and all that. They're like, girl, let him pay your rent. If you're letting him hit, let him handle it. And I was never the girl to be able to do that. But honestly, I can't say it was because I was this strong woman in my morals and I just knew better. I can say to a degree, of course, I knew better. However, there was a piece of me that mostly was insecure to allow anyone to take care of me. Because of that, I created surface level relationships, not only with the men that I ended up getting involved with, but also my girlfriends. I was so clouded by my drama, by my dysfunction, that I just learned how to really operate in toxic environments, that I didn't really see myself, how I was showing up, my attitude, my responses, the way that I would just when somebody would say something to me, I was really defensive and I would snap at people. I could undermine people, make them feel less than me. And when I started to realize these things, I can tell you, to be honest, I still work on it today. I have to check my tone all the time. I have to make sure that I'm aware of the way that I roll my eyes. And I know that it's sometimes not that deep, but it really is that deep when you want to make sure you're loving the people around you. How are you showing up for the people around you? You know, I have family members in my life that have really learned how to be the victim. How to be the victim so well that they will talk about every single person that's connected to them at the time of an argument in a negative way that can paint this picture to other people about those people. Now, let's just keep it real, sis. If you're with a man, okay, and you go and you talk crap about him because y'all are in a fight, and you talk about how bad he is and how terrible and how he cheated on you and all this stuff, you can't expect the same people that you complain to and talk crap to accept the man that you choose to then go back to. I'm going to keep it 1,000. That is a clown. You look like a clown. You come in and you talk crap, and then you like just next day all the way good and want people to accept. So really think about the conversations you're having, the gossip that we have. Are you talking about your best friend when you're irritated with her? Do you talk about your brother when he pisses you off in a negative way? And I know it's not easy all the time not to talk about people. Let's just keep it real. We vent. Everybody has some level of venting. But what I've learned over time is that there is such a powerful force in that work that it could literally destroy your life. It can destroy you. Because when you decide that you want everybody to come together for a family dinner, what is the energy amongst the people that you're bringing together that you also talk about behind their backs? Let's have a real conversation. Let's not be cute and say, oh, let's just be great friends. Like, let's have a real conversation about the way that this rolls out. And, you know, one thing that's so important is that you forgive yourself for the drama that you've caused. You forgive yourself for talking about people, for lying on people, for maybe not giving the full story in what you did. Because at the end of the day, you can't go back and erase what happened. But what you can do is you can recognize it. You can choose to see what you've done, forgive yourself for what you've done, and choose to be different moving forward. One high principle that I have within my marriage today that I did not have in my past relationships was that privacy. When I got in a fight with my man, I would be so quick to talk to my girlfriend. I would be so quick to talk to my mama, to my brothers, to this person and tell them all my business, because at that one moment I was mad enough. And I didn't have the self-control to take a moment to really think about it, to go through my ish alone. Because what you feed will grow. So what happens is you get in a little fight with your man, you go talk to everybody about them, and then all of a sudden that fight is this much bigger because you have all of these people in your drama. That was me. I was somebody that would go and talk about this, oh, I'm leaving him. No, girl, I'm really leaving him this time. And then I get back with him, clown, right? And then wonder why my best friend don't vibe with the man I just said hit me last week. So there is a level of, yes, you have to be strong enough to make sure that you're connected to the people that will really love you. So that's a whole different conversation, right? Because I had to become a different woman to get out of the relationships I was in that were toxic. Now, my relationship with my husband is not toxic that way, right? Not abusive that way. However, it was because I removed the toxicity from my life. I became a woman that was standing in her truth. And that trickled down to the man that I attracted. A lot of people hit me in my DMs and say, girl, what's your secret? How did you get such an awesome husband? What, you know, literally just 2 days ago, I got a message saying like, girl, you need to let me know what your formula was. Like, I'm ready to have a husband, right? And I'm just like, I didn't create him. I didn't do something to make sure that he came. I just chose to love me, to remove the crap, and to start being honest with myself. The lies that I would say, just even small little white lies. I had to start really being aware of the way that I over exaggerated, the way that I spoke about things, the people that I spoke about, again, the conversations that I was having with people. It matters so much, sis. Because when you start to realize what's coming out of your mouth, you realize the power that you have, and you can start to create healthy boundaries with that by choosing the kind of conversations you have. And then you also start to be aware. When you're aware of yourself, when you're like trying to look at yourself and see how you can be a better person, and you really reflect, I need to check the comments clearly. Right, y'all, we all cracked with Candace. I saw Candace's name. I already know they're weak in the chat there. However, when you really start to see yourself, sis, I'm telling you, it's impossible to not look at yourself and try to be a better person. Try not to gossip. Try to realize your attitude. How is your energy shifting people? How are you treating people around you when you're under stress? It's impossible to not then also intentionally be a better friend. Intentionally make sure you call on your friends. There was a point when I really started to realize, like, man, I say all the time that people don't hold for me. I'm the strong one, and this is the truth, right? I'm the strong one. I'm the one who holds for everybody in my family. I'm the one that every person's going to call in my family if something's going down, because I kind of have like this centered head. I've just always been that person, right? The rock. However, I also realized that I was creating this block of allowing other people to check on me. And indirectly, I was also being that same person. What I mean is, I would say people don't check on me, but I wouldn't let people check on me. And then I also wasn't actually checking on people. And I had to really start seeing myself and say, dang, like, is this the kind of friend that I am? And if this is the kind of friend that I am, is this acceptable? Not for anybody else, for me. Would I accept myself as a friend within my circle from what I say that I want? And that's when I had to shift, because it was not acceptable. I needed people to really love me because I chose to love me. You can't expect anybody to love you more than you're willing to love yourself. But once you're willing to love yourself, I'm telling you right now, you will be more aware of the way that they love you. And if they don't love you at the standard in which you choose to love yourself, sorry, baby girl, but they got to go. So there is a healthy boundary in relationship building. But you can't say that you want something if you're unwilling to be that person. And I still today go through this. How am I holding for people? Am I calling people? Am I checking up on people? And I can't say that I'm always 100% with it. However, I can say that I've gotten a lot better. And that's what it's all about. We're never looking for perfection, but we're always looking for progress. How can I grow? How can I become? How can I continue to shift, to elevate the woman that I'm being, so that other people can say that they're better because I'm in their life? I don't ever want to be the topic of conversation where people can say, oh, she's dirty, she did this, she talked about this, and be in those conversations. And I can tell you today that I'm not. If anybody ever talks about me, it's because I was honest and told them about themselves. If anybody ever talks about me, it's because they were uncomfortable with the way I'm trying to help them elevate. I believe wholeheartedly that if you keep your hands dirty, if you keep your hands clean, you will never have to get them dirty. Let's make sure we run that back. If you keep your hands clean, you will never have to get them dirty. And I will never get my hands dirty. In relationships, I let God handle that. In parts where I'm upset, prayer. I'm gonna do what I can. And you know what? Inside of this, what I had to also learn is sometimes you have to pick up the phone and say, yo, I apologize. I was wrong. And you have to let that ego and that pride just go ahead and wash away, and you get to own your mistakes. These are things that are helping my relationships elevate every single day, and it's so incredible. And I can tell you now, because of that code that we have within my home, not anybody can say anything about my husband. Not anybody can say anything about me, because we have this code within our home that we work out our issues at home. I'm never going to talk and speak bad about my husband, and he's never going to talk and speak bad about me, because let's keep it real, we're human, right? We have fights, we have arguments, we have stupid arguments that can become bigger if I call my girlfriend, you feel me? So there's been moments that I've packed a bag, right? I come upstairs, I pack a bag, and then I turn my location off because me and my husband have each other's location, and then I just sit in the room and I'm like, damn, he knows where I'm at because I'm upstairs, right? But there's just this different level of commitment that I now have in my relationships. So I still get mad. I still act a fool sometimes, run my mouth sometimes. But I can tell you right now that I'm not running to my girlfriends. I'm not talking crap. I'm not going and leaving my husband every 5 seconds. And some people are. So let's have a real conversation. When are you going to let go of the dysfunction and choose to love yourself past it so that you can then have the peace that you say that you seek so much? We say that we want peace over everything, but then we're the cause of all of the storms. Who's causing your storms? And if you're not the sole purpose of why your storms are caused, what are you doing to calm them? How are you choosing to be? Are you allowing your ego and your pride to run the show? Or are you allowing your heart, your love, your compassion, and your strength to run the show? Because we don't need to be walked all over. But we do get to choose to be women that rise, women that see ourselves, women that can be honest with ourselves so that we may become the woman that we pray for. And that's everything that I feel my life is about, is just being the woman that I pray for my friends, for my family, for my husband, for my daughter, because kids grow up. Last point, kids will grow up. How are you treating your children? You know, one thing that I really look at now as an adult is some of the things that I went through as a kid. I'm so grateful that I've been able to forgive and let go. But if people don't have that kind of development, if people don't have the kind of journey that they choose to let go, your children may obey you because they're afraid of you, but eventually they'll turn their back on you. So we get to be responsible parents that love our children, create discipline for them, but also create a healthy relationship that allows us to continue to progress for longevity of life. It's so important that we realize who we're being because of stress to the ones around us that may not have anything to do with that stress. And I know there's some incredible women within our REIGN sisterhood that have so many testimonies that we'll be able to share. We go deeper than this. This is sort of an introduction to who we are as a sisterhood. So you're going to learn more about how you can collaborate with us. But we really make sure that we dive deeper. So if you're interested in just going a little bit deeper, connect, you'll learn how you can connect after this, how you can connect more with our sisterhood so you can get more of these topics. Because obviously you're not going to be able to have a complete transformation in one video, but I'm telling you right now that if you stick around the sisterhood and you do the work and you implement the work and you take the hard time and you do the journaling and you really take on some of the practical tools that we implement within our lives, you will elevate, just like these women that you're going to get to hear from. I'm absolutely honored to have such a powerful force of women around me. I honestly, thank God every day for these women, because there was a point in my life where I couldn't hold a friendship. I was constantly having drama with women. There was something after another, and we're just, turning our backs on each other. And I can say that we, in this sisterhood, have a real true friendship. We don't always agree. Sometimes we bump heads, but we have so much respect and love for one another that we will continue to elevate. And I cannot wait for you to hear from them. So the first incredible woman has grown so much with our incredible sisterhood. She's somebody who holds for you. I'm going through a lot with my mom right now. My mom just found out she got leukemia on Monday. So I wasn't going to talk about it, but, it's hard. And when people like this reach out just to let you know they got your back, it means everything. And this first woman that you get to hear from, she, checks on me. She just makes sure that things are good and just reminded me that I have a sisterhood that's behind me and I don't have to hold everything all the time. And I'm grateful for women like her, because I can say that I know it came from an authentic place, because I know she's gone through her own battles. that she continues to fight through her own battles, and she truly wants to help people to become better. And I'm just grateful that I have somebody like her in my circle, and I'm excited for you guys to get to know her. So please give it up for Sarah. Go ahead, Sarah, take it away.
Oh Lord, I was like, stop talking before you make me cry over here. But thank you so much, Amanda, and just thank you for sharing from such an authentic place always. And we feel you, and we're here with you wherever you need. But like she said, my name is Sarah. I've been a part of this incredible sisterhood for 2.5 years now. And just having this space, having this area to be able to hold for me, it really got me grounded again. Like I actually came into the sisterhood when I lost my mom. It was probably about 2 months after I lost my mom. And it was the hardest time in my life ever, the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. But I was able to still like keep myself, and I was able to reevaluate and learn who Sarah is all over again, because I had incredible women who in all different walks of life were still holding for me, and whatever that looked like. And so for me, like knowing that I had these women in my life, it allowed me to really reevaluate the relationships in my life as well, because I feel like after, COVID and after everything going on with racism, I feel like there was pieces of myself that were being chipped away, and I was having a hard time kind of like putting them back together. But once I really allowed these women to like take their place in my life, because they all hold such beautiful spaces in my life, once I let that happen and I got to use my voice again and find out who I was again, I reevaluated so many different relationships in my life. And some people had to kind of, slowly get let go. Like I stopped answering the phone because I know that they weren't helping me in my peace at all. As where there was other people that I needed to connect with more, because they were helping me find my peace and helping me find who I am again. And it's been incredible to, have this space, but also be able to be that light and that person for other women as well. I've been a part of, like I said, the sisterhood, but I've also been a businesswoman. We are all incredible women who own and have our own businesses through women empowerment, through helping other women find their voice, through helping other women find who they are and getting better physically, emotionally, health-wise, and all of that. And so it's been incredible to share what I've learned and what I've gained from these relationships and pass it on and allow other women to do the same as well. So that's a little bit about me. So I'll pass it on to the next queen.
Hey ladies, it is Kels. Kelvana is my name. I've been a part of RAINN since the beginning of RAINN, which is 4 years, I think. I'm gonna say 4 years until somebody tells me to say 5, because time goes by super quickly. But I am someone, as far as relationships, I have a big family. I have a huge family. I have sorority sisters in the left-hand side. That's me and my sorority sisters and my birth sister. But this community has also allowed me to really evaluate how I show up. I don't think before I took on this business, this side hustle, because I'm an art teacher full time, but I help women get results and help people really grow in who they are. And I don't think I ever had to really reflect on how I'm showing up for other people until I took this business on, and really evaluate the quality of people I have in my life and if I'm actually adding value, because I think that's how we earn income, is by adding value to people's lives. So today I was having a conversation with one of my best friends, and she's like, I was like, I think my little sister told me I wasn't empathetic. I think I'm empathetic. And she's like, you're actually not empathetic. So I had to look up the definition. And I'm not like, if you're crying, I might not. It really depends. Like some days you could be crying and I'll look right at you with no tears at all. And then the other day you can cry and I'm boohoo crying with you, or I just hear a word and I cry. So I think part of my upbringing was kind of like minding your own business. So I'm realizing I'm the friend that can seem somewhat detached, because I don't want to be all in your business and ask you a million questions. And sometimes I know so many people that it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So if I don't hear from you, it's not that I don't care or that I'm not really riding for you, but I just tend to lose track or be in my own world. And I try not to be the person that says that's just how I am. It's something I'm aware of, whereas before I don't think I would have even been aware, and something that I'm definitely working on. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about me, my relationships, and showing up for people. So I'll let the next person that's cracking up laughing for some reason, I'll let her share.
I was there when her sister told her that, and in my head I'm thinking, she is a meanie pants sometimes. But you learn to, okay, first of all, I'm Candy. I have been within Rain for about a good 3-4 years. I'm right along with Kels. I don't know, I've been in it for the long run since the beginning. I gained so many sisters. I gained a cousin. She went camping this weekend. So proud of you, Kelvana, for making it in the woods. But it definitely, when her sister told her about that, I'm like, you know what? I get to speak up for myself a little bit more, because there are times where I feel like sometimes I haven't said how I truly feel to some people, and I'm learning to remove masks. So being in this sisterhood, and I've been able to drop 3% body fat, put on 20 pounds of healthy weight. But not just that, I learned how to love myself. I did learn how to establish healthy boundaries. I feel like I learned how to have the hard conversations that rebuild the depth of friendships that I have with people, and learn how to have them in my life. And I really am learning how to just communicate my feelings. Not everybody is going to know how I feel. I am actually like, I'm a thug sometimes, but other times I'm kind of sensitive, you know? So that could throw somebody off. They could tell me, they could punch me and be like, oh, you're harder. And I could be like, oh. Or they could give me a hug and I'm like, oh, you know, like I have all these different sort of like personalities and feelings that I learned that I get to communicate when someone has hurt my feelings, or I get to make sure that my communication comes out clearly so that I am being a good friend and that I am being heard. Being in a sisterhood where there's so many alpha females, it's not always roses and gushy bears, but there are times where we do have to speak up for ourselves to each other. So it's really dope to be in a sisterhood where you have women who are working on themselves and they're open to receive. I know in my past, I have hung out with some bad girls where if we get into an argument, I'm ready for you to pull up. Like, that was me. Like, just pull up. We can fight. It'll be cool. It'll be whatever. But now I want to talk it out. And if I see something in you that is kind of iffy, then I know in my heart and my gut that is discernment, and that I get to remove myself from that relationship. So I'm just so thankful that I've been in this sisterhood and I've learned what relationships are, because it's been extended into so many different places. In finances, I have built a relationship, a good, healthy relationship with finances. I've been able to make money by being in this sisterhood. And I've been able to get a car while being in this sisterhood, because I built a great relationship with myself, with money, with communicating with my dad, and so many different things that have led for me to be a powerful woman that I am. So I'm really thankful for this next woman that is coming up behind me, because we have grown a lot. Communication is everything, and just learning to forgive and give people grace is the best thing that I've learned in this. So here you go, Cass, your turn.
Hey, Cass, are you there? We can't hear you. Oh, her computer sometimes trips. It's okay, girl.
Join with your phone if you have the Zoom app, Cass.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. It was connected to my work headset. Sorry, I actually use my work computer. I'm being naughty today. But hey guys, this is Cass. I was saying I'm so grateful for Candy, and she's somebody that's really made me grow and just actually has made me grow in my relationships too. So as she said, my name is Cass. I've been a part of Rain for about 2 years now, but I've been a part of just my healthy journey for 7 years now. Just came up on my 7-year anniversary. And the reason I found this is, you know, Amanda, our amazing queen who led our topic tonight, I was a part of a women's group with her. And at the time I was so lost and in and out the clubs and just really looking for more. My background, you know, I'm adopted and my parents divorced at a young age. I jumped from one state to another and I really never had solid relationships. And I was really looking for that. And so I started my healthy journey. I actually lost 20 pounds in the first 2 months, went from a size 13 all the way down to like a 5'3", 2, somewhere in there. It was low, y'all. I don't even want to look at those pictures. You see the blue dress. but I actually put on healthy weight, and I got, you know, the thick thighs, the booty, and maintaining a small waist. We just got it going on right now. And Candy helping me get some new goals. So just watch out for the end of the pictures at the end of July. I'm coming for them. But I'm so grateful and thankful for this sisterhood, because it's helped me grow as a human. It's helped me grow within my relationships. Recently, I've came up against a situation where, you know, I'm single and I'm dating, and I had to really speak my truth and be like, hey, we don't really align. But I don't know if I would have did that a year ago. I also do that with friends. I'm out here like, you know what? Like, hey, I'm somebody that if I tell you I love you and you don't say it back, it hurts my feelings. A long time ago, I would get in my head and I would be like, oh, they don't really care about me. But I realized some people just don't say that. It's not normal for them to say it. So I got to speak my truth to people and be like, hey, that hurts my feelings when you don't say it back to me. And it's just a little tiny things that make people grow. Like, you know, it's the little things that change your relationships. My relationship with my mother, my mom was here for 5 days and I was praying, y'all, praying hard. But I was really able to hold my tongue, and I actually took up journaling. And journaling is not something I did, but it's something I started in one of our 21-day challenges that we lead. And it's actually helped me express myself so I don't feel the need to have to unload everything to everybody, right? Because sometimes they don't need to know all your thoughts. They might think you're crazy. They don't know what you're really thinking. And you just need to keep some things to yourself. And that's what I'm learning is my truth is I do have some crazy thoughts here and there, and I need to keep them to myself because sometimes people can't handle them. And that's healthy though. That's healthy, right? So I'm absolutely grateful for this. And with that, it's helped me create a business and a journey. And, you know, throughout that, I wasn't always the best at my business, but throughout my growth and my journey, it's really helped me bring on more people. It's helped me grow closer relationships. Kelvana is actually one of my first clients. And I'll tell y'all, she might not tell y'all, but I was the worst when she first came on. I was like, hey girl, here's your plan. Come to this place. But over time, I realized we never grew a relationship, but through this sisterhood, I get to grow a relationship with her because I never had that before. So I'm super grateful. But what we're going to do next is I'm going to go over next steps with all of you queens. We have so much for each of you. You know, this was just a smidget of what we do on a daily basis. You know, we are somebody that wants to really grow with each and every single one of you. And we want to connect more with each of you queens. So the first thing that we want to do with each of you queens is invite you to our, is it our next call? Yeah. Invite you to our next Queen Connect call, right? So our calls are every single Wednesday. The topics change. I saw some of the comments where you ladies were saying you needed this. This is just a smidget. How many other people around you need that same, you know, motivation, inspiration, that little chat? As women, we need those things to fire us up. So we have the same call every Wednesday, but the topics change. So definitely join us each week, but bring somebody with you. Along with that, we want you to schedule your Queen Elevation with the Queen Leader that invited you to this call. We're really focused, as you heard all of us, we've changed our body goals, our mental goals have changed, our spirits have changed. We really want to help you work on your goals and grow with you and just really know what you want. We want to work closely with you. And then the third thing is locking arms with our vision and our mission. So we want you to lock arms with us and to help us impact women's lives by growing our sisterhood and starting your own business. At the end of the day, every single queen that shared tonight is a business owner. And that's something powerful in this time, in this day and age of COVID. And we want to invite you in on that journey, but we also want to invite you in on impacting the sisters and the women that are around us every single day. So with that being said, reach out to the Queen Leader that invited you to this call. You know, let her know how many people you're going to invite to the call. Let her know what time works best for you to do your Queen Elevation, and definitely reach out and ask more about the business and the opportunities available to you. Thank you so much, queens, for joining us tonight. We are absolutely blessed to be on this call with each and every one of you. We're going to go ahead and unmute everybody so you can say good night, but we definitely appreciate your time.